Hi, I'm Heather from Painted World Fiber Arts, and today is Monday in our P.J.S Yarn podcast. I know that it's a day late, and that's really on a Tuesday/Tuesday evening instead of a Monday morning, Monday afternoon kind of thing. That was only because of the holiday being New Year's and everything. So from now on, it should be on Mondays, or it might be on a Sunday, or it might be on a Tuesday, but for the most part, it will always be on a Monday. And then the only podcast that's going to be changing the days that I record it are the Friday podcast. It's probably going to be more likely recorded on Thursday and then uploaded on a Friday, or it might be uploaded on that Thursday, but it will still be titled Friday's late night yarn chat. Oh my gosh, sorry, I almost mixed up the words and everything. I hope you had a really good weekend and a really good and happy New Year and everything. I know that I had fun hanging out with the hubby and my son and everything, and we just were relaxing around the house and everything. And we had a nice, relaxing, and fun Happy New Year together and everything. And then today the hubby went back to work, and my son ended up going to some museums with my parents, which is his grandparents, and they had a good time because it was, I guess it's like free if you're living in Cali on certain days on Tuesday for a certain amount of time, and you can get into certain museums on these Tuesdays or something. And my mom's all about finding good deals, so she's like, yay, I can take him to the museums, and he can go to not just one, but he ended up going to three. I think that was the only three that were free. There might have been more, but because she had a whole list of them, and each one's for different weeks, but he had fun and everything, and he really loves museums and has a good time. And then me and the hubby and him plan on going to this car museum down in downtown San Diego. These museums are, and we live in northern San Diego, so it's like a little bit of a ride, but it's not that far. So it's like really fun and great times and everything. But anyways, I'll tell you more about what's going on with me and some more stories and everything. Some other changes with the podcast, not just the fact that the days that they will be recorded and like uploaded kind of thing. Like for instance, like the Friday one, like I just said, was going to be uploaded and recorded probably on Thursdays, but we still title the same and everything. Friday's late night podcast is going to be a little longer from now on, and the Mondays is going to be the usual time. So that way you get the best of both worlds, whether you like shorter videos or whether you like longer videos and everything. And also Mondays seems to be the ones that I have a little less things going on because it's the day after the weekend and everything. So, and it's like happy Monday, back to going to school for my son and work for my hubby and me doing the stay-at-home mommy life. So there's a little less things going on a Thursday, so I'll be able to talk a little longer to all of you, so that's a good thing. And sometimes there's a little less going on a Friday. It depends on the week and what's going on with events and stuff. So I'm super excited that I get to talk to all of you a little longer and show you more crocheted items made by me and everything. So yeah, but anyways, that's one of the new changes. I will tell you some more cool stuff at the end of the video. But for now, I'm just going to show you some finished things. I ended up getting 3 things done over the weekend. I would have gotten more done, but it was like New Year's and New Year's Eve, and I ended up recording the Friday's podcast later due to holiday stuff and just like going out and about and having stuff going on. So between everything going on, that's just how it worked out. But anyways, so yeah, I ended up making this cute little cupcake. It looks almost like one of those Mario things, I thought, with like a hat on, but I think it's a super cute cupcake. When I usually make the cupcakes, I usually make them a little smaller, and I make the edges more like I guess you would say shell stitch, which is just like a bunch of double crochets, like 4 or 5 of them, and then I do a little slip stitch. This one was like a little different, so I will tell you how I made it first, and then I'll tell you about the edges. First, it starts off in the round, whether it is single crochets that you chain, or you chain 2 and then you do not single crochet. Ooh, sorry, I'll back that up. Whether you do magic loop, or you do chain X amount and make a circle, or you do chain 2 and then you do single crochets, and you work in the round, around and around, and then you pull it shut, and then you continue working the round, increase, decrease, then you get to the back loop, so that way it lays flat and everything. So then you do the not flat loops, the back loops. Or you could just leave that out if you don't like working in the back loops. It'll still look super cute if it had a bubble bottom, because I've done it that way too before and it came out super cute. And then you just make it the height at that point, which is just working around and around. And there are some increases in there, so that way it doesn't become a perfect circle and everything. And then I put the eyes in, which are 8mm plastic safety eyes from 6060 Eyes. And then I just embroidered some cheeks on because I thought it'd be cute to look more kawaii, as well as I embroidered a cute little smile on it and everything. And that was with just basic embroidery floss from the craft store. I used paint box yarn in their DK yarn, 100% cotton yarn, my favorite, as well as, and I used it in the brown, and I used it in this pretty red. I think it's pillar red and soft fudge are the colors. More details will be in my blog. As soon as I do update that, I will do that eventually. I know I say it each time, but it's on my to-do list this week, so it is happening. Anyways, then I put this like wooden circle thing. They say that you can also put like a piece of cardboard or a piece of plastic, or you can put whatever you want in the bottom so it lays more flat and doesn't have a bubble poof on the bottom. Then you put some stuffing in, and then you but first, before you shut it and everything, and put the stuffing in, you want to create the top, which is pretty much a magic loop that you work in the round, or you do the chain X amount for a circle, or chain 2, and then you start working the round, you pull it shut, and it's increases all the way around. No decrease on this one. I don't think there was any decrease on this, that many decreases, but there was a couple. So, and then on this, you get to the edge, and that's when you want to do some double crochets in X amount in a certain way, and some chains, and you do it all the way around, and you create a nice little ripple instead of doing my usual shell stitch, which is just the double crochets like 4 or 5 in a row, and then I would do a slip stitch usually to make more shell look, and which comes to a nice ruffle too. But this is more like ruffly and kind of like unpredictable how it's going to ruffle up depending on how it looks at first. First it looks kind of flat, but then once you start sewing it on, it starts to really start to ripple and everything, which is super cool. And so you stuff it and you put your little flat piece in, if you want a flat piece, like the piece of wood or plastic or cardboard that I just said. And then you put the stuffing in, and then you stitch. So then you stitch it all the way on. And then after you stitch it all the way on, you might want to begin stitching it before stuffing it and add stuffing as you go along, or you can just stuff it first. It's up to you. You can either add more stuffing as you do it or whatnot. It doesn't matter which way. I feel with things that are bigger like this, it's not as crazy, but I always find it easier if I stuff after I sew a little, then I stuff a little more, then I stuff a little more. I guess it's called stuff as you go. And then after that, I created a cute little cupcake. Originally it was for like a pin holder or something where you could just stick your pins in, which you still could, or you could just add some sprinkles to make it more sprinkles, which I usually do on the cupcakes that I make. But this one I thought to make it a little different and just make it as is. I thought it looked cute enough. And who knows, maybe it will become my pin cushion. Super squishy, super nice. I really love it, and it likes to stay the same thanks to the nice, wonderful loops and threads stuffing that I use, which is 100% polyfill stuffing. Yeah, it was super fun to make it, and it was really fun, and I love it. And then I ended up making 2 different kinds of pies. I got another pattern for pies, and I thought I would try it out. This is the pattern I've used before and you've seen on my other podcasts. And then this one is the new pattern, and that's how it is. And this pattern was by this paid pattern that I got like a whole bunch of patterns in one for $5, which is super cool, off of Amigurumi Food Love, or Amigurumi Food Love, I think it's called, or food something. The link will be down in my blog when I update it and everything, as well as she has a lot of cool patterns that are free as well as paid for ones, and this one was some of the Christmas stuff, and this was a cute little pie one. I ended up making like a strawberry pie out of it. I thought I wasn't sure it was going to be berry, but I realized since bright red it's more like strawberry. So but anyways, I'll tell you how you make this first, even though I've already said it on one of my podcasts in case you haven't watched it, and then I'll tell you how to make this after. This one, pretty much you just make first you make the bottom, which is just working in the round. You just do magic loop, or you do chains, or you do chain 2, and you just do single crochets around and around. Then you do the back loop one, and you just do increases as you go around. Then you do the height, which you just go around and around X amount of times, you get the height, and then you have a nice bottom. Then this one is just, and there's no decreases on any of this, which is cool. Then this one you create the little cream whipped topping, which pretty much is just you work in the round, increases, single crochets. Then you do this cute little thing. It looks like kind of like it's making a flower or a snowflake, which is pretty much you do double crochets and singles and chains X amount of times, and then you sew them all top side together. And this time I did put the whipped cream upside down, but I thought it looked better that way. It creates a nice little more pointier puff, but the bottom one will make, if you flip it over and just sew it on that way, it will make more of a rounded one, which I thought was super cool too. So depending what shape you're going for, depends on which one you'll do, because when you pull it shut, after you sew up the little tips, it can be universal, either or side. I thought that was so neat and so fun, so each pie can look unique in its own way. And then for the orange part, it's just going to be magic loop, either chain X amount, or you do chain 2 and you do single crochets, increase all around until X amount. Then you do the nice little edge on there. You want to do this cool little ruffle, which is pretty much like making shells. So it's pretty much you do double crochets. Are these doubles? Yeah, those are doubles. Sorry, I had to look for a minute. I think she might say half doubles, but I do doubles because I think it looks more fluffier. And then you do a slip stitch, and you do around and around, and you do it X amount of times around and around, and you create a cool little ruffle, which is like the pie crust sticking out. Then, and that is worked in the front loops at first. Front loops, not first. At first you do a round of single crochets in the front loops, and then you do the ruffle. Sorry about that, I had to backtrack for a minute. And then you put the little safety eyes in. I like to use the 8mm safety eyes from 6060 Eyes. They are plastic safety eyes. And then I like to sew a little cute little mouth on to make it smile, and that's out of just black embroidery floss from the craft store. This is made with paint box yarn, and one of their and 100% cotton DK yarn, and this, like, I think it's graphite gray color, which is super dark gray. Then for the ruffles, it's like this lighter brown, I think it's called camel or caramel, and it's 100% cotton DK yarn from Paint Box Yarns as well. Then as for the shiny yarn, that is in Color Love, or Love Colors, 100% cotton merchandise, because it has a little bit of shine to it, so it's a merchandise cotton. And Color, or I Love Color or something, I can't remember the name exactly, but it's like a sheep jersey yarn that I've talked about before, sheep jersey Cantono yarn. It's kind of like before Love and Color, that's it, I think. And then you sew the little cream onto it, and I just sewed that on, and then I ended up sewing on through the back loops of the little pie crust. I ended up the loops that were sticking out, which were the back loop, I ended up just sewing through that around and around. But before all that, I put a nice little flat wooden piece, which wasn't super thick. Watch out for the thickness with them, because you want it kind of on the thinner side. I forgot to say that before. And then as the same thing as with the cupcake, I ended up putting stuffing in, and I stuffed as I went along, and sewed up a little, then I stuffed, then I sewed and stuffed, went around and around, and then it made a cute little pie. As for this pie, it's pretty much you do the red part of the pie the same way as the orange that I was talking about, which is just you do magic loop, you do chain X amount, or you do chain 2, and you do single crochets working in the round, all increases. Then this is all increases or just working around and around, no decreases on it. Then you make the bottom of the crust, which is the tin part, or just like if it was out of the tin in this case, because that's why it's the same color as the crust. And pretty much you do increases and all around single crochets, working the magic loop or the chain X amount or chain 2, and you just work round and around, and then you just go around in the back loop so that it lays better. And then since I didn't want it totally flat on the bottom, I didn't put a little wooden piece or cardboard in it, and I didn't have a wooden piece big enough, and I didn't really have the right kind of cardboard, so or plastic or whatever, so I just figured it'll look good as is, and it does. And then I would make it a little taller next time, and I would probably put the pie crust edges instead of on the edge on here onto here. But after you do the height that you want of it, you then do half doubles and then half double crochet and X amount of times. Then you do a slip stitch, and you just go around and around to make the little pie crust part. Then you make these little straight things, which is just single crochets, chain X amount, and then single crochet, working in the front and in the back and around. And you do them X amount of size, one for the side, one for the bottom. Then you weave it in and sew it down. Then you put the 6mm eyes in before you do this part. I forgot to say that, which if you want a happy face, that is. I put 6mm plastic safety eyes from 6060 Eyes always, as well as I put a little happy face on it, which is just black embroidery floss. And this shiny yarn is by Sheep Jeezy's Katona yarn. I forgot the color name. And the red yarn is 100% DK yarn from Paintbox Yarn, and it's in Pillar Red. And then so then after I did all that, the bottom and top, I then ended up just sewing a little, then stuffing, then sewing, then stuffing, doing that, and sewed it shut. And then I sewed these things on. I forgot to say, you sew those on last. And that's how it ends up working out and everything. So these are cute pies and cute cupcake. They'll be up in my store soon, as well as currently the pumpkin pie is up in my store. But the other flavor will be up soon, and the cupcake will be. But the pumpkin pie is up in my store if you don't feel like crocheting one and you want to buy one for me. Alright, so that's it for finished objects. I'm going to talk more about some future stuff as what's going on, as well as what's going on with me. I'm also super excited that my mics are working out good now. I hope this time that I'm trying out instead of the shotgunner one, instead of the fuzzy mic, I call it, I'm using the one that's more hooked onto your shirt kind of thing. And I thought that it would be fun to try it out, so I hope when I upload this it works out really good. As for what I'm making today, it is going to be a eggplant. It's going to be a kawaii style eggplant with a little happy face and eyes and a green little top on it. And I started making it last night, but realized this was kind of dark, and I was in a darker area of the house, and it wasn't really coming out right. So I decided to take it apart and try again. If this really dark purple is hard to see like it was last night, then I might have to use a different color. But anyways, it's a super fun, easy pattern, I thought, and I just wanted to make some more veggies and fruit and so forth for amigurumi stuff. So what else is going on? As for I have some really fun future videos coming up and everything, and I can't wait to video them and upload them and put them up for all of you, as well as I will always have some unboxings coming up. And I am super excited to have a little bit of some planning that I have to just write down and do at this point. I started doing it in my mind, and I realized I really need to write it down so it gets accomplished, and that way I keep it up and it ends up happening, as well as some videos I've been talking about for a while that I'm going to have up on here. and I'm super excited just for the future, like of videoing and everything on this YouTube channel, and it's super fun, and can't wait to add some more fun videos and to entertain all of you with, and so forth. But yeah, I'm really liking my new video equipment, and my editor is working a little better. I hope it works good today when I do this, because I'm kind of doing it a lot later than I normally do, so it kind of scares me that it's not going to do what I want today and it will end up being tomorrow. But I sure hope it ends up being today. It will end up even uploading if I even go to bed, and then it'll be up. So sorry about it being up super late. It'll be more better now that we're done with some holiday stuff and everything. And I've just been having just a good time, just hanging out with the hubby and my son, and everything's working out really good. And oh yeah, I'm planning out some new amiguramis to make, and I'm just super excited about some stuff that I've been wanting to do that I finally get to do, like I just said. And yeah, I can't wait to show all of you it. Alright, I'm going to let you all go because it's getting late and I want to eat dinner and everything and make some dinner for myself. My son already had his McDonald's thanks to my parents and everything. So I'm going to make myself something and give my son something to eat, and the hubby can make himself something when he gets home from work, which will be soon. And I'm wanting to get this uploaded and downloaded for all of you, as well as getting my one of my unboxings uploaded and off the editor and downloaded onto YouTube for all of you to watch, which was one of my last and final December 2017 unboxing, because now that it is the 2nd of January and everything, I will be having some yarn boxes that come out in the beginning of the month that end up getting sent, and then they usually end up here like in a week or so. So I'll be doing some unboxings for January unboxings, which I'm super excited to do and entertain all of you with. I hope you all have an awesome, wonderful day, night, afternoon, no matter where you're from. And I'm going to do my little goodbye thing. So if you don't want to stick around for that, you can go then. As always, please subscribe to my channel so I can entertain you and make really good videos for you and keep on doing this for you. As well as please hit the like button down below if you like this video, as well as if you would like to visit my Etsy shop and buy something from me and help support me and my family. That is at https://www.etsy.com/shop/PaintedWorldFA, or you can just go to https://www.etsy.com and go to the little search button, type in PaintedWorldFA, and voila, my store will pop up just like that. As always, you can email me if you would like. It's at PaintedWorldFA@gmail.com, as well as if you would like to join me on any of my social medias, that is Facebook, Twitter, Bloglovin, or Instagram. All that is linked down below, as well as my shop, and as well as my email, and that's all linked down below if you want to click on any of those things, and then that will send you right there to it too. As always, please go join me on my blog or follow me or just come check it out. It is at https://paintedworldfa, and that is linked down below as well. And I think that's about it. And if I forgot anything, all the links are always down below. And have a great rest of the day, night, afternoon, no matter where you're from, and I will talk to you next time. Bye bye!